How can you make money from real estate? By watching this video, you're going to learn the 3 most effective and profitable strategies in real estate today. You'll understand the potential profit and the risks involved and what you need to learn to succeed in those opportunities. Whether you're new to real estate or looking to just expand what you do in real estate, I'm going to provide you practical tips and innovative strategies to make more money. Wondering how to make money from real estate? Today we'll dive into 3 of the best ways to make money in real estate today. I'm going to show you 3 low-risk, high-reward ways to make money in real estate today. And I'm going to show you how you can do it all without ever owning a single property. There are multiple ways to make money with real estate. You could be a real estate agent, you could be a wholesaler, you could manage short-term rentals, you can flip houses, you can flip contracts, you can do landlording, and you can do rehabbing. Let's talk about 3 of the best ones today in today's market. Because what works in any particular time depends on what's happening in the market. In today's market, your best bets are wholesaling, short or long-term rentals, and a little niche business called Overages that I do that's absolutely exploding. Wholesaling is when you get properties under contract and then you assign the contract to someone else so that they can go to closing instead of you. The advantages are no cash required, very low risk, and money is made very, very quickly in wholesaling. The tricks to succeeding in wholesaling are to have a steady flow of properties that are great deals and to have a strong group of buyers to flip those contracts to. The way to start with wholesaling is number 1, educate yourself about the ways to get bargain properties. You're going to study how distressed properties work, what indicators of distress are, like something listed for tax sale, something listed for foreclosure sale, a divorce, an estate sale, things like that. So educate yourself on that. And then second, get a strong group of buyers. These are professionals in real estate who are professional rehabbers and landlords that buy every property that they can find, and they're funded and financed to do that. Get a strong stable of those so that when you have a deal to offer, they snap it up as fast as they can. So the way to start with that is look into your network. Do you have any friends that are contractors that work for people that rehab houses? Do you see houses that are being rehabbed where you could stop by and meet the person that's doing the rehab to see if they're looking for more properties? Do you know any real estate attorneys or people that work at title companies who may deal with real estate investors all the time? Do you have a local REIA club in your area? REIA club stands for Real Estate Investor Association. That's a place where real estate investors go to meet, usually monthly, to learn about new strategies, to learn about suppliers. That's a great place for you to go as a would-be wholesaler to find out who the players are, who's buying properties consistently, and get to meet them so that you can build up your stable of buyers. Now be careful with that because like any group of people, there are a few doers and a lot of lookers. So make sure that when you're talking to people, you're asking around to see if that's a person that's really active, really buying things on a consistent basis, well-funded and acting, and not just a pretend player. You don't want the guy who's all hat and no cattle and a lot of talk. You want the person, the man or the woman, that is buying properties consistently, and anything that fits their criteria, they have the funding to buy. Those people exist, they're out there, and networking is what's going to get you there. And be sure also to look online. There's Connected Investors, which is a social networking site for real estate investors. You can find people in your area. But again, with everybody, make sure you vet them out. Make sure you know that they're actually buying properties. And one way you can do that that's relatively simple, you can put them on your list of wholesalers. And then when you get deals coming through, you're going to put it out generally through text and say, hey, I got this property, it's 123 Main Street, neighborhood's worth $400,000, needs about $100,000 in work, first $200,000 takes it. The real players will jump on that. It's such an amazing deal, they will jump on it. Your pretenders, if they jump on it all, they're just calling to talk to you and finding out if they could pay in 3 weeks. When you do wholesaling, payment is immediate. It's within days. You assign over the contract, they give you the money, they worry about settling. This is not something where they are going to pay you when they resell the property or anything else. You've got a pretender if you get someone like that. Also, make sure when you build up your group of buyers that you're interviewing them to find out what areas they're shopping in, what kind of properties they want, what kind of condition they're willing to deal with, total fixer-uppers or lighter rehab. Really interview them, find out what they're looking, and then bring them the deals they're looking for. Don't pass them along things that don't fit their criteria, because if you do that for them a few times, they won't spend their time looking at your deals anymore. Make sure you're only sending them things that really fit in with their deals. The keys to this are twofold. One, you get good at sourcing bargain properties. And the second one is you get a group of strong buyers that want to buy from you. And you make sure that the buyers know that it's a group of buyers you're working with. You're not exclusive with one person. So when you put out that text, say, this is the deal. It's a $400,000 house, needs 100 and fix up. You can get it for 200. And you put on there, this is being sent to 12 people. First one to say yes gets it, closing within 2 days. This puts you in the power position as a wholesaler. And don't let yourself be in anywhere but that, because trust me, as a person with great deals, you are absolutely the keys to the kingdom for rehabbers, because rehabbers are busy spending their days overseeing construction sites, meeting with realtors, meeting with architects, contractors, and all that. They're very busy. And acquiring properties is a lot of work and effort, and it's hard for them to fit it in. So if you can be the source of great deals for them that fit their criteria, they will love you, they will pay you. And as long as they're competing against others, they'll be really good to you. Don't ever let them be in a position where they're dictating terms to you. You dictate terms to them because they're clear. There are 10 other people that are looking at this deal, so first one to get it gets it. I like wholesaling because it's a great way for a newcomer to start. It's very low risk because you're just putting the property under contract. You're immediately flipping the contract for a cash payment. You don't have to close on the property. You don't have to do the repairs on the property. You don't have to deal with contractors or anything complicated like that. You don't need to come up with cash for it. Instead, a very clean, simple business and a great way to start as a newcomer in real estate. And there are a lot of really anxious buyers out there right now that if you're a wholesaler that's good at finding good deals, you'll have buyers falling all over themselves to throw you cash. I also very much like short-term rentals. Short-term rentals are like Airbnb, where you're renting a property by the day, and a property that might rent for $2,000 a month probably rents for at least $200 a day as a short-term rental. So if it were rented for 30 days, it would produce $6,000 in income. Even if it was only rented for half the month, it would produce $3,000 in income rather than $2,000. So short-term rentals can be great. You want to be in an area where, first of all, it's allowed. That's easy enough to figure out. Secondly, in an area where families want a vacation, because a lot of families would much prefer to be in a house with the convenience of a washer and dryer and the space and maybe a little yard than they would be in a hotel room. Also places that are around maybe hospitals where you have people coming in for a long term, like they may have a family member that's sick that they're staying at the hospital for a couple months, maybe staff that's rotating in for a couple months, like a doctor that's visiting for an internship or residency where they're going to be there for a while but not forever. So they're happy to do a short-term rental. Or it can be a traveling nurse that's coming in for a couple months. Those are great places for short-term rentals. You really juice up your income. Where you need to be careful with short-term rentals is a lot of major cities have pretty much banned them, and they don't want the competition with the hotels, and they're looking for ways to get more housing units available for rent. And there's been a lot of political upset over not enough rental units, so they say, well, let's get rid of some of these short-term rentals. So you need to be careful of that. So when you're buying a deal to be a short-term rental, I would rather see you do the deal as a master lease or as managing property for other people rather than buying a bunch of properties where they only work as short-term rentals, because I think it's too risky. So I go more into that on another video. If you want more in depth on short-term rentals, just go through my videos. There's one on short-term rentals. I'll have the editor put up a link to one of them so you can see it. I go deeper in that. There's a thing called master leasing and there's a thing called acting as an agent, which keeps your cash down. You can still make lots of profits. I think that's a better play with short-term rentals right now. But bottom line with short-term rentals, I love them because they're wildly profitable compared to being a long-term landlord. And avoid buying short-term rentals where their only work is short-term rentals. Don't talk yourself into it because, I could collect, instead of $2,000 a month, I could collect $3,000. They can and do ban short-term rentals. So you do not want to be in a position where all of a sudden you can't meet your monthly obligations just because they've changed the rules of the game. Don't put yourself in that position. That's the way a desperate business person works, and you do not want to be a desperate business person. Be a strong business person, be patient, and when something fits your criteria, go forward with it. If it doesn't, don't talk yourself into it. The business that I do is called Overages. Overages is a really interesting business that's growing by leaps and bounds right now. That's where properties sell at a tax sale for more than the amount that's owed on the taxes. Say that you owed $20,000 in taxes and your house sells for $100,000. Well, the county takes $20,000 to pay the taxes, but then there's $80,000 left over that doesn't belong to the county because they got paid their taxes. Instead, that's claimable by the former owner. Problem is, former owners generally have no idea that there's any money they could claim or should claim or even any potential, so they don't look into it. Instead, they're busy trying to find another place to live, explaining to the kids why they have to move so quickly, and just figuring out how to get restarted in their life. So what the business is we get lists of monies that are being held that are overages monies. We look up the contact information for the person that's eligible to claim the money. We reach out to them, typically by phone, give them the good news, there's some money they could claim, see if they're interested in working working with us to get their money. When they are, we put that deal under contract. We go and get the money. We get a percentage, typically 30 to 40% for getting that money. They get a huge windfall they didn't expect. Everybody's happy, except maybe the government that doesn't get to keep the money. The others are kept, but that's okay. They're fine with giving you back the money. They don't begrudge you that any more than the IRS begrudges giving your annual tax refund. It's not, don't get upset about it. I love the business because you're helping people who really need the help. Also, with the economy the way it is and people struggling, there are more tax sales now than ever before. So it's a great time to get into this business. It's a really good business where you're helping people who really need the help and making great money for yourself. And you don't have a big investment to do this business. You don't have to buy the overage. You're just becoming aware of the overage, and then you're reaching out to the people and asking if they want help getting it. It's a service business. So it's not that you put cash up front. Spend a little time, reach out to people, and you can make some great money in this business. If you want to know more about overages, I did an introductory video. It's about a 15-minute video. Put the link up there for you. Go check it out. I'll give you the details on overages. You can see if it's something you're interested in. It's a great business if you want to make money while helping people and not having to invest a lot. Something you can start from home, start in your part-time, and can expand to be a full-time business. It's great for retired folks. We have people trying to escape the 9-to-5 rat race that love the overages business. They're so glad they discovered it. We have people that need to just make a lot of money quickly in order to beef up their retirement savings. We have people that are retiring from more physical jobs like a nurse or a firefighter, things like that, where they're just, the body's a little worn from doing all that, but overage is something you do by telephone and internet. So it's not the kind of thing that's a lot of physical effort. It's a really cool business. I love the business. I've been doing it for over 10 years and I think it's amazing. It's an enormous business. That image you see on our screen, that's just the cover sheet of our internal leads database. Over 14,000 leads right now, over $348 million. And in that particular list, you're only seeing 15 out of the 50 states. That's only a partial list. So crazy amount of opportunity and a really crazy opportunity to help people. And that's the most important thing to me. Good business is where you serve and help people. So to check out more on the overages, just click on that video, give you a 15-minute overview. From there, if you're interested in going deeper, you can do that. I have some more free training that you can take. So this is attorney, investor, and Harvard Business School mentor Bob Diamond. I've enjoyed spending this time with you today. Hopefully what you learned about wholesaling and short-term rentals and overages gives you some really interesting things that you can do to make great money in real estate today without investing a lot of money. Just invest your time and your efforts and be relentless in your efforts, and you can find great success in all of those fields. So go check out the video, and I'll see you next time.